Oh, good morning. Today is Friday, February 8th, 2019, and I live in Snohomish County in Washington State, in a city called Everett, and I just got the Herald for my city, and I began reading an article on the front page, and maybe someone can answer this for me because I'm a little confused, but well, first let me explain my story a little bit, please. I've been in and out of the criminal system. I think it's fair to say 4 times where I had to have a public defender, I had to go through the motions, I had to get arraigned and all that good stuff, okay? I'd say a total of 4 times, and I'm talking juvenile as well. 3 out of 4 of those times, I got those cases dismissed. Okay, only one of those times I was actually found guilty by means of trial. Never pled. My point here is that just let me read to you. Okay. Trust to know that I got those cases dismissed because I knew what I was doing. But in this case, what would you do? Like, does it sound right? Does it? I don't know. Maybe someone can explain it better to me. Judge, Everett didn't mean to kill with kick. Joshua Thompson was apparently delusional when he killed Juan Gonzalez. He was sentenced to 6 years. Everett. Joshua Thompson, 42, didn't understand that the man he kicked in the face in September 2017 was going to die, his public defender said Thursday. Mr. Thompson did not act with any intent to cause a death that night, Attorney Jennifer Bartlett said in Snohomish County Superior Court. Judge Jennifer Lombin agreed. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Referencing Thompson's mental illness, she sentenced him to 6 years in prison for first-degree manslaughter. She said the victim, Juan Gonzalez, 47, also had a health conditions that may have contributed to his death. The sentence falls below the state guidelines, which called for between 8 to 10.5 years. Prosecutors and defense recommended an exceptional sentence outside the standard range. The manslaughter conviction was part of a plea agreement reached in January. Thompson was initially charged with second-degree murder. Thompson's psychological history has been well documented. Forensic reports show he was diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder, bipolar disorder, and unspecified psychosis. Court documents show he had many hospital stays for mental health issues from 2009 to 2017. He'd been found incompetent to stand trial in at least 7 other criminal cases. After the killing, a judge didn't find him competent to stand trial until August, nearly a year later. Here's my beef. If he's not competent to stand trial, how can he plead guilty? How can he understand that? How can they find him competent enough to be able to stand in front of the judge and be like, hey, I'm in well enough mental health to understand that I'm pleading guilty to these charges to be found guilty? How did that happen? Maybe there's something here that I don't understand. Maybe there's some other loophole or ways of going about that or whatever. But here's the problem that everyone should fear, is that the prosecutors and the defense recommended the exceptional low range. Even the prosecutors. So, like, I know it goes so well said and everything else in between, but, like, they work hand in hand on everything. Like, there's never, like, us versus them aspect. Even if you pay for a lawyer. Say, even if you scrounge up $5, $10, $15, $20,000 to pay for a lawyer, they still sail you down the river. My buddy did that. He had money, and still they just bled him, and then in the end made him plead guilty, when in reality they could have just been like, well, if the guy doesn't show up, like, you're off. Which is how I got my cases dismissed. 3 out of 4 of them. 75% win rate, if you would. And each time, let me tell you, each time they told me it was hopeless. I should plead guilty. Even, like, put me up into the courtroom where you go plead guilty. all these psychological tricks and games that they try to get you with, not and your public defender, but especially your public defender. So, man, I don't know what I'm trying to get anyone to walk away from this, but I can't stress it enough. I understand everyone knows like their second amendment rights, First Amendment rights, all that good stuff. But I really encourage any and everyone to go through and know all of your rights. Know how the system works. Understand. Just learn the ABCs of it. Really, right now you only know, like, on average, most people only know like the First Amendment, Second Amendment, maybe the Fourth. Like, I just really wish people would know, because it's extremely crooked. And what it is, and this is just my opinion, I don't know this to be factual, but if you were to see it from my point of view, you may agree that criminal justice system is a business. What's more, and here's how I can explain that. It's like what's more American than football? What's more American than, the most American thing you could think of? Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's fucking capitalism. Excuse me for my language, but it's true. It's 100% true. And that's what you have to understand going in there, that they're only looking for you to plead guilty because dollars are on the line. That's it. Like, you're just numbers to them. Not that you're like a jail number, but you're a dollar sign. So, and the only thing that saved me was my knowledge of how to get in cases or how to work around things. Everyone else in there just pleads guilty. It happens all the time. All the time. And no one bats an eye. And for things that, like, I guess what bothers me is, like, they found him to where he couldn't stand trial, incompetent stand trial, where he may have defended himself or something, so where a jury may have been able to hear him. I mean, like, hey, well, maybe did this happen or did that happen? We will never know. We never got that chance. That judge took that from us. You're not competent enough to stand trial where you can explain yourself or your actions to a jury, but you're competent enough to be able to plead guilty to where I can just sentence you and just send you on your way. I have a big problem with that.